So, it's very unusual for me to do a part 2 to any of my videos, let alone a part 3, but I thought I would do a part 3 to the Furby video, and let it be known obviously that I do this of my own free will.
We love you.
So, what I've done is I've gone back through the YouTube comments and Reddit and Twitter, so let's see more about the Furbies, which we all know and love, as well as some other crazy toys that you guys have.
Creepy ass motherfuckers wouldn't die, ever. Dead batteries, hasn't been touched in 3 years, still coos and woos randomly in the middle of the night. I had a Furby that had one eyebrow and I was scared shitless of it, but I had an instinctual urge to act like it didn't scare me by all means, like how a dog or cat must not show its weakness to a predator. I remember when I was in the 5th grade at school, I had this mini Furby boom called a Furbling. I took it with me one day in my school bag and I remember in an English class I heard it go wah! Did I ever tell you guys about the time my Furby malfunctioned and I had to take its batteries out, and I swear, as I was unscrewing the plate on the bottom, it said, "Don't do this to me," in its stupid little voice. I had a blue reboot Furby in the early 2010s. Occasionally, in the middle of the night, it would yell in a 40-year-old chain smoker's voice, "Katie, so hungry." If you ever feel bad about yourself, just know that my Furby screamed out of nowhere as soon as I took my clothes off to get dressed, so... My mum put mine in the freezer, but it wouldn't turn off. Holy fucking shit flippers, this Furby just said, "Mama, why do its capacitors conveniently provide this hellspawn with power at 1:30 AM? My Furby died of a stroke. He acted weird, then let out a minute-long burp and closed his eyes forever. My older brother would move mine around my room when I would sleep. I was scared shitless. My dad was one in hospital with suspected malaria, and my son left his Furby there accidentally. My poor dad thought he was hallucinating when the thing decided to go off in the middle of the night. One of my Furbies disappeared from a locked box. We looked for it for months. My Furby just said something about the devil having a muscular ass. My sister used to be obsessed. One night she puts her Furby down on her bedside table and nods off to sleep. She wakes in the morning to some deranged mumbling. As she opens her eyes, the Furby on the bedside table was now starting at her with a completely melted face. The bedside light melted the face and made the voice incredibly scary. I tried to beat a Furby to death with a crowbar. 10 swings in, it went, "Spooky," and died. Broken Furby just said, "Pushing your luck." I had one as a kid and I thought you had to feed it real food, so I put a raisin in its beak and it broke. I still kept it though, and after sitting around for a while, an ant colony formed feeding off of the decaying raisin. We fed ours salt, and whatever that did, the Furby had a fucking nervous meltdown. It was making this wah noise and was winking and shit. I had a Furby that would occasionally change the channel on my TV when facing it directly. I don't know what toy it was, but my sister had some sort of Furby thing. She was playing with it once when it started talking in a deep distorted voice. She got spooked and threw it at a wall. This angered it. To this day, every time you accidentally bump into it, it goes... I swear my kid's Furby just said his name is Cthulhu. I had a Furby who wouldn't stop talking one day, so I threw it across the room and it hit a wall. When it did, he made a heart monitor type beeping sound. Once my Furby connected to the radio at 2 AM and I just heard a police chase in a foreign language, and it was the scariest thing of my life ever. One time my Furby glitched and just screamed with its mouth shut. I had an orange Furby once. Then we moved to a new house and I was 7, so I screamed, "Furby, where are you?" because I wanted my Furby back. Then he responded, "Kawanakatukai," in a very deep low battery voice while sitting in one of the many boxes. I was so scared we threw it in the dumpster. One time I woke up in the middle of the night to my Furby rapidly opening and closing its eyes and making what seemed to be all of the programmed noises at once. I used to have a Furby. I put it in paint because I didn't like the colour purple, and now all it does is scream, "Eggshells, eggshells, eggshells!" Can't wait for this one to be animated, lol. Me and you both, Star Shooter. It's genuinely one of my favourite things to receive artwork from yourselves of a Furby, or a zombie Furby, or a Furby man, or a Furby snake. The terrifying experience with my Furby were after some time it just would not sleep. I'd wake up to these sounds of demands for food or strange giggling. The worst part is that the Furby was on the shelf right across my bedroom, so I'd wake up and look across the room to it just blankly staring at me like, "Oh night I do nom 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 wah." We never had a Furby, but my brother got an animatronic zombie Halloween decoration. It shouts, "Let me out, let me out." It was turned off, but it still went off. My dad said it went off at 3 in the morning, screaming, "Let me out." He had to run outside to try and turn it off before someone called the police or something. My son's toys go off in the middle of the night sometimes. I was walking by a walker he had, and it said, "Keep going." We have a Thomas the Train flashlight that is possessed. It turns itself on randomly and chugs and lights up. You're supposed to pull a trigger to activate it, but it doesn't even pretend anymore. It just goes off when it wants to. My grandma had an old half-working toy that would say, "Hooray, time to go to school, choose a weapon." It was supposed to say, "Choose a lesson." My sister had a talking Barney doll that, as the batteries began to die, would randomly turn on and speak in tongues at half speed.
"Let's make a noise like a dog. Moo."
Teddy Ruxpin. Mine picked up the neighbours' phone calls. It even moved its mouth to what they were saying. I used to have a Rugrats watch that used to talk when you'd press the buttons. I accidentally wore it in the shower, and after that it would just let out this unforgettable, agonising scream. My nephew's dinosaur toy batteries died, and its face is stuck like this. Got a toy of the ride vehicle of Start Tours at Disneyland, brought it up to the hotel room and opened it and turned it in. Within 5 minutes it was going nuts and would not turn off. Just imagine it being quiet and people are getting ready to sleep and then Star Tours, Star Tours, Star Tours, Star Tours. I had a horrible doll thing. It was blue, had purple eyes and bright green lips. It was supposed to sing the skitamaringy dingy dee, skitamaringy doo, I love you. But instead all it says is, I love your skin. My daughter's toy just said X is the first letter in Exorcist. So not only does this confirm that our house is haunted, but we're being haunted by an illiterate bitch-ass ghost shaking my damn head. Tickle Me Elmo was a fucked up toy. The one in my family had its sensor fucked up and it would only laugh if you rubbed its junk. My dad had a steering wheel that plugged into his PC and he would let me play F1 2001 on it. One day I was racing at Monza and the wheel just started rotating for no reason and getting exponentially faster. I went screaming to my dad that the wheel was broken. We went back to his office and the wheel was spinning so fast that it was shaking the entire table. I'm absolutely sure my daughter's leapfrog toy just said, yummy knockers. When my Jurassic Park brand Velociraptor, which for whatever reason had a realistic dino dong, somehow got stuck on raw and I had to bury it dick first in the laundry basket to lessen the sound until the battery died. Edit, found him. I remember when I dropped my Tamagotchi in my drink and didn't notice until the next day, so I drank it and thought I was going to die. For my birthday one year, my grandmother ordered me a My Twin doll. It looked just like me. She even had some clothes made for it that matched my favourite outfits. It was so creepy. Oh, it's operated on Stretch Armstrong to check out the goo, then hid the evidence under a pile of clothes in my closet. They only discovered the doll stuck to the floor when they sold the house. I used to be scared by the red screen that the PS2 has if it didn't like your disc. I didn't know what a demon was, so I always thought of evil gorillas stroke apes for some odd reason. I remember being in my elementary school washroom and a kid walked in covered in silver. He said he broke open his Etch-a-Sketch, completely covered, looked like an alien. I got a Slinky as a child, a really nice plastic rainbow one. I lived in a single-storey house. Oh, it's got a piece of Lego stuck in my ear. I was 21. Not a toy, but there was also this ice cream truck that would go around the neighbourhood and occasionally went, "Hello!" in this broken and gargled voice. I cried whenever it went by, and my parents were very understanding as to why.